Hello, everybody, and welcome to the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit.
AKA the best thing having to do with Life is Strange 2, from what I've heard.
Basically, yeah. Okay, the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit is a standalone little 1-hour game that basically tells a parallel story that takes place during the events of Episode 2 of Life is Strange 2.
I remember back when this showed up at E3 and people were thinking, oh, so this is the Life is Strange 2 we're getting.
Yeah, they basically did the it's out now for free type of thing.
They kind of pulled a fast one on this because, well, this is technically
the Life is Strange aside
2.
From the same graphic settings we had in the first game, we had a new setting, 3D rendering quality. And it doesn't go up to just 100%. The maximum is 133%. So you can render the 3D assets at 133% capacity. What a weird scale.
You could mute the licensed music.
Yeah, but I'm not going to because we're not streaming. So.
Okay. So, for all the problems we're going to have with this game, if there's one thing I'll give it, the graphical... Okay, they definitely found a way to have great graphics while also making the art style basically pop and fit very well.
Both this game and Life is Strange 2 retain the moving painting art style, but thanks to the bigger budget, they now increase the fidelity much better, and as a result, all that stiffness from the first game is completely gone.
So to these games' credit, they do look gorgeous.
Yeah, I actually do like the way this game looks. Yeah. Again, it's
do you prefer Life is Strange 2's art style or True Colors?
True Colors looks gorgeous. I actually really love the way True Colors looks. It manages to tell a good middle ground between the painterly aesthetic of Dontnod's games and the more realistic art style you see in most AAA games. So
I guess to be fair, something called True Colors kind of, had to involve.
Well, remember, unlike the previous games, True Colors was a full AAA, not AAA, but a full-blown $60 game. So of course,
You know what I love? One clear sign that Square is ashamed of Life is Strange 2. You remember that Nintendo Switch trailer where we were seeing, characters from previous games show up for the collection? Yeah, they didn't show any characters from Life is Strange 2 for the collection.
Yeah, apparently Life is Strange 2 doesn't deserve the remaster. Although, like I said, Life is Strange 2 and Before the Storm don't really need remasters. Only the first game did, to be honest with you.
No. I'm talking about the collection for the
Sure. The Switch version of the collection is just called the Arcadia Bay collection, so it wouldn't really fit either way. Anyway, here's the basic story. Welcome to our protagonist, Chris. Chris is a 9-year-old who loves superheroes, and he loves playing superheroes, actually. Pretend superheroes in his mind. Yeah, the game likes to play with this idea. Ooh, maybe he does have the supernatural powers. This is Life is Strange after all. But yeah, turns out no, he wasn't lifting it up really. Ha 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 ha. Fooled you. Yeah, you can tell that Dontnod is trying to play with your expectations.
Anyway, my point is when it comes to Life is Strange games ported to Switch, there's the Arcadia Bay collection and True Colors.
Yeah, True Colors.
Not Life is Strange 2.
Nobody wants Life is Strange 2. We all would just want to forget that game ever happened. Moving on. Okay, so Captain Spirit is Chris's alter ego, the superhero that he likes to play himself as. So we get to actually choose what kind of outfit we'll have. Okay, so gotta have a cool cape to fly. Okay. Mask or helmet?
Helmet.
I'm gonna go with mask.
Mask is boring.
But gotta protect my secret identity, Libs.
A helmet can do that.
Yep.
Helmets are boring in that regard.
Let's see.
Yeah, they're more practical than the mask. You can headbutt your enemies.
We're gonna go with light armor.
Helps.
We're gonna go with light armor because I'm not Batman. I feel like Captain Spirit probably fits better with a light armor rather than a heavy armor.
So cool. Cool.
Is it now?
Should he be dark or
Well, he's supposed to be a good guy, so colorful.
Dark. I mean, Batman's dark, and he's a good guy.
Well, yeah, but Captain Spirit's not that kind of superhero.
Yeah, but the Joker's colorful and he's a villain.
Those the Riddler
Beware,
sometimes.
man, Troy.
There you go. That's my outfit.
Out. Captain
It's always
Spirit,
blue and red.
you're back.
Well, it's
Superman's a
because
heavy
it's
influence,
because
Shiroi.
it's because Shiroi, there are two colors that just pop out when they're mixed together. Like any artist will tell you that the colors blue and red are perfect for contrast.
Let me put it like this, Shuri. Much as some Batman fans may hate to admit it,
Let's
Superman's
say
influence runs deep in the superhero
Oh, yeah.
community even to this
That's not
day.
it. Well, Superman is regarded by many. Okay, he wasn't the first superhero, but he was the superhero that defined what we nowadays think of when we think of superheroes.
Power.
Yeah, like he is pretty much the first superhero kids tend to learn about.
All right, walkie-talkie.
This is Chris to the Flying Fortress. Come in, come in.
God, I wish the actual Life is Strange 2 was as charming as this game is.
What do you see up there? Have you spotted Snowmancer? Not yet. It's hard because
Basically, Shiroi, much like the Feral episode, this game is also very slice of life-ish. We're basically just
Yes, sir.
playing Chris and playing superheroes. And we're later going to also find out more backstory and involving like where his love from superheroes come from. So there actually is going to be more story. It's not just slice of life stuff. Oh, listen to this.
This is a perfect day to watch Frozen. Last time Dad told me not to sing along so loud.
I guess they must have gotten the A-OK from Disney thanks to the
This
fact
is-
that Square
remember,
Enix
this
was
was-
working with them.
Basically, for those who don't know, this released in 2018, back when Frozen Mania was still an all-time high.
When did Frozen actually come out again?
2013.
2013.
Okay.
Ooh,
This
TV.
probably-
Let's
My
only-
brainwaves can
I'm guessing this was helped by the fact that, again, Disney were working with Square Enix on Kingdom Hearts 3.
well, just
Oh,
I get
did you see that, though?
Yeah, basically, whenever you have a yellow triangle-ish over something in the background, that means you can use a superpower on it. So let's see. Brainwaves to turn on the TV. There you go.
Fortunately, it was.
Oh, hold on. Ah, he has the remote on the TV. There you go. See, the game. Basically, this game likes to play with your expectations. So when is he gonna develop supernatural powers? Huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's post 2009 USA, so analog TVs, like he has said, do not work.
Plus, Dad will love that I want basketball lessons.
Yeah, basically, his dad is actually a basketball aficionado. So, but we're actually going to talk about that in a moment. All right, so let's see. Ooh, a console.
Dad said he was gonna fix that last
It's
month.
a PX Box 10.
It's actually called. Okay, we don't learn what the name of that console is, Dwibs, but the actual proper super duper console that this game has is Playbox, just Playbox.
Maybe could work a Nintendo bit in.
Also, here's Chris's dad.
This is a first. I didn't have to tell you twice.
I have mixed feelings on Chris's dad as a character for reasons that will become clear by the end of
Turned
this.
out all right. Assault is a secret. You let me know. Pour yourself some milk, okay?
What's this? Ah, such a good relationship between father and son.
Breakfast of champions.
Why am I getting the feeling that part of what this overall saga's gonna try and do is tackle child abuse?
Dwibs, did you play this game?
No,
Oh no. Okay.
I just guessed that.
Dwarves, stop manifesting.
Yes, stop manifesting, Dwibs.
Dad, I'm not.
I recall reading about it somewhere.
Hold on.
I was
Feelings if you don't
remembering.
love my eggs.
Okay.
I know this doesn't compare to your mother's breakfast.
Hold on, pay attention to this.
You know what?
Oh, no, never mind. It's after this
Learn how to
bit.
be a super breakfast chef, and you could be my official food taster.
Take a note at Chris's arm, the one on his left arm with the watch. You'll notice that there's some texture on his arm, but that's for a reason, as you're about to see. So what's the plan for today, Dad?
Plan for today.
Big game plan. Even though we'll probably lose again. Gotta get rid of that coach.
Today I bet we win.
Now that's the fucking spirit. Sorry. Don't swear, okay?
I don't. Superheroes don't swear.
Looks like I'm off the team.
Unless you're Deadpool.
You're cool.
Or Wolverine.
Like a rebel.
Batman in certain continuities.
Yeah, here you go. Listen, here it is, Webs. Here it is.
Your arm, okay? Looks better. Anybody ask you about it or say anything at all?
It's fine.
No, it's fine. I worked it out.
I just want to make sure you're okay, buddy.
There you go, Dwebs. You can probably already guess what exactly hurt his arm.
What, him?
Mm-hmm. We're going to learn this at the end of it,
Always
yeah.
excited for
It
Christmas.
seems though that he's showing remorse for it and wants
Yeah.
to get better.
Basically, sure, what they're trying to do with the dad is they're trying to make him more, like, okay, he occasionally does apparently hit Chris. However, they also try to make it so that it's not like he's a complete piece of shit. It's more, they're trying to make him like a more complicated character in the sense that he wants to be a good father, but his temper gets the best of him apparently. And not to mention he's
also-
drinking. He's a drunk sometimes. So go on, Trevor.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a line about him drinking. I'm guessing that there was like
I won't today.
some tragedy
If I
that
do,
occurred that
just wake
sees
me
him
up and we'll go.
drinking.
Very good, Jova. Yes.
So I don't know. It's kind of hard to get me. Kind of hard to get
do.
me sympathizing, or at least going above contempt for a child abuser character.
Now go
Okay.
Take advantage of your weekend.
To be fair, we're not supposed to entirely know that he's doing it at that point. I assume that by the time we're supposed to actually know, there is some nuance to it. And again, I assume the game is not going to condone those actions.
No, it's not.
And it's going to be about, his attempt at redemption for it.
I would agree if it went for the very textbook dead giveaway line. Hey, no one asked you about those marks, right?
Yeah, that's kind of
yeah.
Sorry,
I
that is
don't
an
want-
immediate tell.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay.
Okay, like with Chloe, I'm going to give this game and Life is Strange 2 as a whole a fair chance with this guy to see if they're able to make a compelling character out of him.
Sure.
Spirit.
Because I've seen a lot of cases where we definitely don't.
That's what he should do.
Okay, Dwebs. Well, whatever. Let's just look, Dwebs. It's kind of like the dad in Only Yesterday, Dwebs. It's possible to have characters do bad things without necessarily making them the villains, because people can be complicated like that. But anyway, to basically Shiroi, this game was once again written and directed by Raoul Barbet and Michel Koch, aka the writers and directors of the first game. So yeah, Shiroi, they're back, and now they're.
I mean, so far this is already a lot better.
Oh yeah.
True, yeah. Okay, so you know what? In case you had issues with Before the Storm's writing, now you've got the original writing team back in
that's
action.
because
Show them how it's done, as we
that's because unlike Before the Storm, Life is Strange 2 and Captain Spirit are made once again by Dontnod, and it's not even just the same studio with different staff. No, it's, if you check the credits of the first game and the credits of both this and Life is Strange 2, it's literally the exact same people, all of them reprising the exact same roles. It's literally the exact same creative team.
So as you can imagine, there was a lot of hype for Life is Strange 2.
Yeah. Okay, so now the rest of the episode is us trying to make our superhero outfit as well as playing.
Okay, the subtitles did not match what the guy was saying. He just said score. I was going to say score.
You might have noticed that sheet of paper that I was seeing earlier. That's your kind of quest list of sorts. Basically, you don't have to do all of the tasks. However, I'm going to do all of them because the game is still short, even if you go out of your way to 100% it. So, all right. So here's the first thing for our outfit.
Power is yours.
Okay.
All right. So we got our cape.
Now it's
What
time
else?
to go.
Ooh, a tattoo. But first, let's take a look at our outfit just to make sure.
Villains. Today I make my own superhero costume.
All right. So the other thing we need to get is a tattoo. But first, let me see this.
Doesn't
Okay.
need weapons, but just in case.
All right, I think I'm going to get the tattoo in a moment. I know I'd get it eventually. It's just that I actually forgot what was my thought process in general before I recorded this. Okay, I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to take care of the laundry first. Yeah, the basic gist of it is that sheet of paper with all the drawings we saw earlier, that's your checklist. Basically, you have to do all of these things. You don't have to do all of them. However, the game is still short, even if you go out of your way to do everything, so might as well. Wash.
I hope I said this right.
Basically,
No, again.
here's another thing, just to help you, let's see if this maybe will help you. Like us, they go.
Oh, that's nice, Chris. You're better than a housekeeper. Just don't ask for a raise.
And aside from that line, Dwebs, I actually forgot to do it in this playthrough, so I'll just tell you right now. You can also have Chris make some mac and cheese for the dad, so he can eat while he watches the game, and he thanks you and he says, "Oh, this is the best mac and cheese ever," like, and everything. So the dad, so they do also show moments of the dad being genuinely nice. So that's their basic attempt. They're trying to create a complicated character where he has bad things to him, but at the same time he's not a complete piece of shit.
I will say this: to give Don't Nod credit,
That was
they
the
are
last
doing a
lie,
good job
short
making
stinger.
a relatively fun game out of the mundane with
You'll
this.
never over anybody again.
I should elaborate a little bit. I'm not sure about where you guys are from, but around my country and that violence against women and children round here, even amongst the well, let's just call it the old school society, views that kind of shit as disgusting no matter what the reason.
Oh yeah, we do that over here
Nobody
too.
is saying it's same here. Although admittedly, we're getting to a point where we also take into consideration violence against men along with that.
Oh sure, that's the thing. Here's the thing, Joe. It's not about whether or not it's tolerated or not. It's about how, yes, the character is doing bad things, but it's in a work of fiction. Okay, it's okay for characters to do bad things. In fact, I feel like we shouldn't immediately. Okay, it's all about how you do it. Like I said, like I told you, only yesterday had a dad who slaps the little girl. But okay, basically, Shira, to give you some context so you know what I'm talking about because you haven't seen that movie. Yes, Tips.
I should mention that what Jova said, the whole it's the whole violence against men thing in terms of it being taken seriously by the majority. Unfortunately, that's still a work in progress. But
Oh yeah, it's Johnny Depp's trial against Amber Heard in the
sure.
show. But okay. For Pedro's point, here's the thing: none of us are saying that the dad's actions are condoned. In fact, the dad himself
The game doesn't condone them.
recognizes it
So.
for as terrible
Oh, yeah.
as it is here.
The game seems to be playing them straight from what we've seen here.
Well, don't worry,
Well, here's the deal,
Shira.
though.
By the time we get to the end of it, the game is going to make it clear that the game doesn't condone that behavior. Don't worry.
I will say this though: he is not necessarily outside of redemption from what we have seen. It is possible for him to redeem himself from this. This is also a thing in real life where, yes, some parents really do the absolute mess up. And they are lucky enough that their kids forgive them enough that they can redeem themselves.
That
So
bear
I-
has an aggressive face. Sorry.
Yeah.
carry
I
on,
know,
Jova.
right?
Carry on, Jova.
Oh, you're right about that bear. Holy
I just had to
cow.
point it out before it went away.
I have to compliment the kid playing Chris. He's genuinely charming.
Which certainly,
Definitely, yeah.
it certainly does sound like a little boy playing with his toys.
Yeah. Okay, just to finish my earlier point, basically, Shiroi, I'm guessing since you're fairly knowledgeable about Japanese culture, you know how in old school, I don't think it's much of a thing anymore, but back in the old days, like the 50s or something, it was kind of taboo to enter your house with the actual shoes that you use for the street, basically.
Oh, yeah, they still don't do that now.
Yeah, basically, Shiroi, there's a point where the main character of Isao Takahata's Only Yesterday, one of his Ghibli films, talks about her childhood and how she went and how she as a child accidentally got enthusiastic and entered the house with the shoes, and the dad
Who keeps calling?
slapped her.
I don't know.
And you don't worry, Shiroi, you can be assured. Me and Dez have even talked about this before. Takahata doesn't approve of that kind of old school mentality. He actually disapproves of that shit, even if he's old.
But basically, everywhere I stayed, as soon as you get in the front door, there was like somewhere to put shoes, and then you step up into the hallway.
It's
Pretty much, yeah. From what I've seen at schools, even they've got a place where kids put their shoes and then they have to put on different shoes for indoors.
In some cafes I went to, we had to do that as well.
basically, Shiro, to give you a basic idea, since you weren't inaugurated with the Fireflies commentary, which is his best film in my opinion. There were some people in Japan back in the day that didn't care for some aspect of the movie where they thought that the main character was disrespecting the adults for not just obeying them without question. But
That's one thing I never understood. It's like, what?
yeah, but Takahata was publicly very adamant about how the fact that he absolutely disapproves of that notion, basically, which is why he portrayed, which is why he acted accordingly in that movie, basically. That's the interesting thing about Takahata. Despite being an old guy, he's very forward-thinking. Actually, he's really cool. Actually,
About this, though, very quick.
go on.
I'm guessing
Dad's going shopping.
like the mother's death, because implied death right there is where things started going wrong.
Very good,
It seems
Shiroi.
it seems like they haven't said it yet, but I kind of get the vibe that he wasn't always,
No.
he didn't hit the kid before this point
No,
or anything.
basically,
like that.
Shiroi, as you probably already guessed, yes, the death of the mom was a big traumatic moment for both of them, and that, in fact, this is one of even though the game doesn't spell it out, you can basically automatically assume that the reason Chris plays this Captain Spirit thing is it's his defense mechanism, his escapism from reality,
Yeah.
Whereas the dad took it really hard as well. Ever since then, he started drinking more. There was also a problem, Shira, where he got fired from his job. Apparently, as we're going to learn in a moment later. So yeah, they do explain where this comes from. It didn't just come out of nowhere, basically.
Also, this poor kid had to grow up way before he needed to.
Yep.
He's practically the parent on his own.
Well, okay. Even though the dad is not a saint, to be fair, based on what we see in this game, the dad does take care of him overall. Yeah, of course, the whole beating thing is a problem, of course. I'm not saying it isn't. But to be fair, based on what we've seen in this game, it's not like the dad is neglectful. I mean, he did make breakfast for him and everything, so...
Okay, let me put it like this. The dad is the kind of parent in a story where normally they're fine, but sometimes they go to dark places. It is still notably a problem, but it's not like something that's like, constantly happening to the point where... Well, okay, you know what? Child Protective Services still should have been called when he...
Yeah, in the game we'll
but-
actually address that, so...
But it is, from what I have seen, a nuanced thing, from what I'm seeing so far.
I am more
Notice the dad's face as I'm playing with the T-Rex here, because I actually do like one detail about how... Because he actually notices in a moment. Oh, did he? Oh, okay, never mind. I think it passed by. It was really good. Basically, Shiroi, if you play... Basically, Shiroi, at some point in the game, the dad falls asleep. However, if you play with that T-Rex in front of him before he gets to sleep, he actually does notice him playing and even smiles for a bit, you know? So the game does have those details in there where the dad is not neglectful. It's not like he dislikes the kid or anything. It's just it's most, from what I can get it from the ending, Shiroi, it's mostly when he's drunk,
Dialogue.
apparently.
Now, again, I've not seen this thing in full, so who knows, but
Sure.
again, provided that they can at least handle these characters well, this seems like a good bit so far.
Okay, so we still haven't done anything in the actual list, but let's take a look at Dad's laptop, see what's in there.
Instead of playing...
There's Hot Dog Man. Again, I get the whole he's a popular cartoon character in this universe, but I don't know, it just looks lame to me. I don't really care for that character.
Yeah, I
Portland
guess.
Hero Con.
That would be a blast being a freight hopper.
Prince of Beaver Creek field officers have received multiple complaints about unruly teenage freight hoppers, blah, 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 blah.
Those are Dad's pages.
Stat World. Okay. All right, this is actually an important letter, so let me read this. This is a letter from Chris's grandparents. Dear Charles, we just wanted to let you know how much we both care about you and Chris. I know life has been hard since Emily left us, but we're still a family and we intend to keep it that way. That includes making sure Chris is getting all the care he needs at this fragile age. We've always been honest with you, so please take our concern as a sign of our love, the way you loved our beautiful daughter. We also heard that through a friend that you were in some kind of a bar fight, but the police declined to arrest you. Thank God. Please take care of yourself. To cut to the chase, we want to help you, so we hope that you will allow us to take care of Chris for the next year, or as long as you need, and consider joining a support group. So basically, Shiroi, people around these two are concerned.
It's a tense situation. Let me put it like this.
We are not judging you in any way, only showing that we care by offering our home and love to your wonderful son. The letter seems impersonal, but we want you to think without pressure. Forgive us if we feel like we have overstepped our bounds. This is only about how much we love you and Chris. We're here for you both, always. Signed, Peter, aka the mom's father.
So from what I've seen so far, this seems to be a case where, unlike, say, something like Book of Henry, the father is not just outright malicious evil. It's a tense situation that some people are aware of, but they don't exactly want the two to get separated because, it's not about where the father is completely a blight on the boy's life. No. In a way, they are still each other's as anchors, but they've got quite a bit of stuff to work out. But they don't want it to get to a point where child services pretty much separates them.
They want them to get help on their own.
Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, Shiroi, when you get into that page 2 of that letter, Chris even said, Grandpa and Grandfather are really cool, but there's no way I'm leaving that. So he actually doesn't want to leave his dad, apparently. Now you can say, well, he's a kid, he doesn't realize the problem. But at the same time, again, the game does imply that apparently Chris does like his dad despite everything.
Gonna lie, already this feels like a much better handling of how you handle a problematic character than pretty much all of what the original Life is Strange tried to do with Chloe. Granted, haven't seen the full game yet, so I'm not sure, but no, so far I feel like this is a much better nuanced take on how you handle it. Yes, a character has problems, but problems that they acknowledge to an extent, to the point where you can at least get why these two would still like each other, despite that elephant in the room. Chloe was just a leech in the original game, I'm sorry.
You said this takes place during episode 3.
Episode 2, actually. That being said, even though this episode takes place during episode 2 of Life is Strange 2, it was actually released a few months before the actual first episode of the full game. So chronologically, this is our next stop after Before the Storm. Not to mention, like I said, you actually do have to play this game so you can activate the import save file from Captain Spirit feature in the full game. So again, it only makes sense to do this game first. again, it's like me and Joe have said various times: make your characters complex, not necessarily likable. It's about
probably the best.
a good example. Okay, how about this? We were talking about Grave of the Fireflies earlier. A good example of this is the aunt from Grave of the Fireflies. The woman is not exact. Let's just say the aunt from Grave of the Fireflies is not exactly a warm and fuzzy person. She's not. Don't get me wrong. Doesn't abuse the kids or anything, but she's not exactly nice either.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I said before. It's like with anything. Whether you're having a character start out nice or not. It's all about how you do it. And hey, I am willing to give this game a chance. I mean, after all, as you guys know, Hook did not get off to a good start with me, but it got better. So maybe.
Again, let's just wait and see. Basically, what happened was one of the first tasks that you can do is do the whole target practice with the cans thing, and every time you do something, it gets colorized in this sheet. So yeah, that's a cool tug. However, unfortunately, I missed out on luck, and one of the cans got laying down, and as a result, I can't take them down anymore. I think that's a glitch. I'm pretty confident it's not supposed to happen because the mini game became unwinnable. But don't worry, we'll start the next part where I do it again, and this time I succeed. So tune in next time for the second part, everybody.
See you then.
See ya.